Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Clouseau investigations. Today's episode is a very special one, not because the mystery's gotten any harder, it hasn't, but because the conclusions were reached for this before the evidence ever showed up. Imagine that. 4 theories, all viral, all confident, all completely and utterly, from start to finish, wrong.
This is all wrong.
So let's open the case file. File number 1, Israel bombs hospitals and schools on purpose. That's their goal. Inspector Clouseau appears at the crime scene and immediately ignores the most obvious detail. Here's the inconvenient fact. I've never heard her mention it even once. Hamas embeds military operations inside of these schools and hospitals. That's not allegedly. That's not metaphorically. It's not an allegory for something else. It's documented, filmed, and admitted. Rocket launchers in courtyards, command centers under patient wings, weapons stored next to incubators for babies. And that's not resistance, that's a war crime. Any rational person can see that. Now, Israel issues evacuation warnings, which no army, to my knowledge, has ever done. They drop leaflets, they make phone calls, they use knock munitions. Hamas, what do? They block exits. They threaten to kill people who try to leave. They kill some of them. And Clouseau, Candace, she squints and tilts her head and says, "That's suspicious." No, Inspector Candace, what's suspicious is ignoring human shields so the narrative stays real neat and tidy for what you've already pre-decided. File 2, October 7th was exaggerated or staged.
Places, everyone, places!
And let me just add the Holocaust in here for Inspector Clouseau, because she says the numbers are inflated there. Well, these theories, they collapse under their own weight because the evidence didn't come from Israel. It came from Hamas, and it came from the Germans in World War II. They didn't have body cams or live streams back then, but they did have court and trials, and they admitted it. Today, we have GoPro footage uploaded in real time, massacres filmed for propaganda, women brutalized, families executed. Hostages didn't imagine their captivity. Forensics didn't hallucinate the bodies. But Clouseau, she does that little squint, little head tilt, and that apparently has power in it. For a lot of people in the comments section, it's completely mesmerizing. Here's what she says. Something feels off.
No, it's no good.
I'm not liking the vibes.
What kind of vibes are you talking about, man?
The vibes aren't vibing.
Well, you have ridiculous vibes coming off of you.
What is that?
You're giving me like crazy vibes right now.
I mean, think about her words. Something feels off. Yeah, reality feels off when it contradicts your storyline. Denying atrocities isn't skepticism. It's moral cowardice dressed up as cleverness. You said if Erica told you to stop, you'd stop. 3 times I've heard her say one word, stop. Case file number 3, Israel just wants land and power. Ah yes, the colonial villain arc. Except Israel gave land back, and they're by far the smallest country in the Middle East. So if they're really after land, they're extremely bad at it.
I had no idea how bad you suck at this.
Ow. They withdrew from Gaza, removed settlements, dragged their own citizens out of Gaza. What do they get in return? Rockets, tunnels, and October 7th. If land were the goal, like I said, Israel's behavior makes no sense. But if security is the goal, well, everything lines up. Clouseau ignores concessions because concessions ruin the plot twist. Case file number 4, the Jews control the media and the narrative. This is where the case stops being sloppy and starts being dangerous. Criticizing media bias is fair game. I do it. Anybody could see it. Blaming the Jews isn't. It's not analysis. It's a trope, an ancient one, dusted off and rebranded for podcasts. See, when your theory requires a shadowy ethnic group pulling strings, you're no longer exposing power, you're recycling bigotry. Candace Clouseau calls it bold truth-telling. History calls it a warning sign. Oh, and her truth-telling is missing just one ingredient: truth. The pattern, see if you see this. Every theory starts with suspicion, skips verification, ends with confidence. But facts don't guide the investigation at all. They're filtered after the conclusion. And that's not journalism. It's vibes-based forensics. You ever notice how she chases down one theory and gets everybody in an uproar about it, and then when it goes off a cliff, She just ignores it, never apologizes, never repents, just goes on to another nutty theory. Inspector Candace Clouseau always believes she's the smartest one in the room. With the real movie, Inspector Jacques Cousteau, the joke is that he never notices the wreckage behind him. Good intentions don't solve crimes, confidence doesn't create truth, and suspicion without evidence is just paranoia with a platform. This case, like almost all of her cases, doesn't need more theories. It needs fewer illusions and more facts. So as far as I'm concerned, with Tyler Robinson, it's basically case closed. That's where all the evidence is. The healthiest thing you could do? Stop listening to Inspector Candace Clouseau before you end up just like her. I'm Rob Singleton. I'll see you in the next video.